All right, let's try this one more time. So here in Restream, you have a few options for sharing. Let me undo this because I had actually recorded this once already, and of course it didn't work. And you see I turned off share screen, and it's still there. Actually, you can ignore that. So this right now you can see a blank screen because I have shown on audio or shown on video participants. That's so you can see what it looks like with sharing. Sharing is pretty simple. The hosts and the guests will have this share screen option. You click share screen, you will have Microsoft Edge tab or whatever browser tab you have open, window, and entire screen. If you notice, window and entire screen have this warning at the bottom to share audio, share a tab instead. Most of the time, I will use sharing a tab, either from Chrome or Edge, and I will disable sharing audio. That keeps any ads from playing and disrupting the stream, that kind of thing. The only time I turn that on is when I have YouTube videos or something with audio I want to come through. Um, Generally speaking, I will use the tab option uh, because it hides the toolbar and the search bar and all the other stuff. So you just get a clean screen. One thing to note when you're sharing a tab, or any screen actually, you'll notice that what it shows in that window gets bigger and smaller depending on what you have, or depending on how you're sharing. I strongly recommend to share in advance so you can take a look at what it's going to look like. Um, this way you can tighten it in, make sure the text is proper, make sure it looks exactly how you're going to want it to look. And then this way you're fully prepared. So let's get this looking pretty. I'll go ahead and reduce the text a little bit. Sometimes with some of these pages, you're better off if you just refresh. It'll keep it'll change the viewport, but this way um, it will refresh size-wise. And then here, whether you have it on the right or the left is up to you. Depends on what you want to be the primary show. Typically, having the video on the left or whatever screen share on the left is best. Um, so because of the resizing and making sure it looks right, I strongly recommend doing this in advance. And then once the share is up, you can just come here to sources and lower the share. Um, it will always use the name of the person sharing, so whatever title name they have here set up. So when you're producing, use MMN Studios. That way all your shares will look like MMN Studios. If you have guests or other hosts on the show that want to share, have them share in advance. That way you'll have here already in the sources and then bring up and bring down as needed. The reason I do that is because you'll see here, if I want to say I wanted to preload a share and keep it in the sources but not put it on screen, Restream doesn't actually do that. As soon as I hit share, it's going to bring it on screen. So it's just easier to prepare in advance. Similarly, when you're sharing, it's pretty easy if you go over here. For example, you'll see on the top there's a view tab in view tab studio.restream.io. That's telling you that it's sharing this tab. You can see the red bar around it. If I stop sharing, it'll be the same as if I stopped sharing from here. So, and then you'll have the exact same problem that you'll have to go back and reshare, and then it'll pop back on screen. So instead, use the sources to turn it off and on. If you want to change screens, you can easily just go to a different screen and share this tab instead, and it switches it right away. And that's just the easier way to do that. Some other sharing that you might want to be aware of is you can preload some things. So if you go here to the plus sign, you'll have the option for presentations, video storage. This is any pre-recorded videos, screen share, images, extra cameras. I believe they have to be UVC I believe UVC cameras. Any local video that you have, I don't know how that's different than video storage. I think video storage is stuff recorded in advance with Restream via another Restream studio. But local video is just stuff that you've uploaded. And then RTMP if you want to stream from like a OBS or something like that. An example of this is for Tech Bar. We preload the games, and then you can go here and you can present, you can remove, and again, it brings it up. and you can actually cycle through the pages here. This control does not show in the final product, but you have it here, local control, so you can bounce back and forth as needed. And it shows, unfortunately, it doesn't show up as a source. It shows separately, so you can bring it, you can hide it, and then you can bring it back up as needed. And that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, let me know, but otherwise, good luck. Now I just got to figure out how to turn this off.